What's up guys, it's Captain's Production 72 and welcome to Room Tour 2025 edition. So this is my yearly room tour series and we're doing it a bit differently this year. So normally they're always done the year after the last one was done. Usually within a week of that, just depending on when the day falls. This year we're doing it in June rather than kind of late July, early August like 2024 edition. The reason is I wanted to do it the same month that my YouTube channel celebrated its 10th anniversary. We've got the video out for that, which is a really good video. You can check that out, over an hour long, like in depth. And it kind of just felt right, you know, my shelving and stuff's the way I want it, the rooms I want it. There's been some big changes from last year. If you saw last year's, you'll immediately think of all the new IKEA shelving wedges got. The room was freshly painted, it was like really well done. And I hadn't quite started, like, I hadn't bought any new Lego from moving in yet. So it's kind of just the collection you'd been seeing in the kind of moving around videos, you know, and all that kind of stuff from a moving house. But, you know, I've grown it out quite a bit. I've gotten some new shelving. I've changed things up. Like, it's maybe 2 bits of furniture or where they were last year. But I've made a lot of improvements. I've been able to figure out what the limitations are shelving-wise, what fits, what doesn't. Which is kind of good. I was able to get a period in to do that. But yeah, happy 10 years on YouTube. It just felt right doing it this month. But anyway, let's get started. So here's the door. It functions in both the closed and open mode. I used to make that joke with light switches, but it doesn't really work on a pull cord light switch. Got some jackets and stuff up here, really just for work. Hooks. Coming here, we have the main shelving. So it's the IKEA Billy bookcases that I use. Got a rug down there with some stars. This is pretty good. I've had these since last year. Kind of since 2021, I've mostly just used different variety of bookcases, like the Argos ones I was using for a while that were black. They were quite good, or, well, one of them. And the shelving, with the exception of the top and very bottom shelves, is more or less themed in a certain way. Kind of start of the movie, end of the movie kind of stuff. That's kind of the way I wanted to do it. So if the shelves are telling a story, the other ones aren't really like that, but we'll get into that. So I'm going to start here, and we're going to walk all the way around to the door again. So up this top section here, it's a bit random. We've got the pirate tank, got the Mandalorian set from last year, Jedi Bob's Starfighter, Ahsoka's Interceptor, and the Gong Droid. Up until about a week ago, I was actually keeping sets like my X-Wing up there, just things like that, snow speeders, but from changing the shelf for this video, I've not got anything else up there, and it's most likely just going to get used as box storage. Speaking of storage, down here is kind of what these two bottom shelves are. Mostly because, you know, when I'm walking around the room, Lego being down here, the dog or the cat was coming here, they walk on that shelf, so not too ideal. But just here is just kind of general storage. So like, let's start this top one here. You can see some of the Indiana Jones figures are in there, as well as those are all battle pack parts. And just some things in general. This is my droid armies kept in there. Over here is just a tablet and stuff I need to get from. That's where I write down a lot of the ideas and stuff for the YouTube videos. This thing here, Star Wars Helmet Collection. It's the D'Aristini manuals. In fact, we have one of them on the next shelf up. I'll show you. This is just kind of parts and notebooks. See a Lightning McQueen in there. Then Jugglehead. This is the Clone Army, which is always a brilliant video to make. This year's got 12,000 views. Couldn't be happier with that. Thank you very much for the, 12,000 views. This next one's kind of just box storage for sets I've recently reviewed and ones I'm planning on doing. So we've got like sticker sheet. This is the sticker sheet for the Betrayal on Bespin, which is my most recent build. We've got some of the 2005 set instructions in there. This shelf's always a little bit messy, but I kind of thought I'd show you how it always is. Just, you know, for a bit of realism. Got a Lego base plate in there. This is the instruction manual for Betrayal Bespin or Betrayal at Cloud City. Got Planet Series box, the 2002 Slave 1 box, the Acclimator, some Pharaoh's Quest, which granted, I said one a month on the Pharaoh's Quest reviews. I think the last one I did must have been in April. And it was the very first set in the lineup. At some point this year, I will get back to doing the Pharaoh's Quest reviews. I've not been too much on reviews recently, but I'll get there. Got some retro Star Wars boxes again. 2012 CC-10 Starfighter, also from that year. The Geonosis Cannon. Ahsoka's Interceptor from this year. That Battle Droid on that box, that's the May the 4th from last year. I'm not too sure what that one is. That's the May 4th promo for this year. And this is just some general storage. Got the character encyclopedia there from 2011. Got some other book in there. I can't tell you what that is at the moment. The Lego Ideas book, the visual dictionary. In there is a whole bunch of instructions for bigger ones. That is the Palpatine Shuttle from 2010 box. That one had some goated minifigures. So let's start with the actual sets on the shelf, because that's why everyone's here. This video, in a way, will also function as the collection video, because it used to be that I would put all my stuff on the floor and film it. There'd be 2 videos, one for the sets, one for the minifigures. I'm no longer in a position where that is doable, because I mean, like, a couple of these sets would take up the floor immediately. I've not actually done one since the start of 2022, and it's been 3 years. So let me show you the theming of the shelf. So like I said before, start the movie kind of towards the end of the movie where possible. So this is, apart from these 2 bottom ones, this is the Phantom Menace shelf. I've got main character. I do keep that as a little turntable thing I use in YouTube videos. For the minifigures, got the 2012 Gungan sub, got a little Anakin minifigure back there. The Gungan on a Kadu, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn from that set. Got a little classic scene here, you know, got the Kadu, got the Flash Speeder from 2000, which is the oldest set in my collection. It was a recent pickup. We've got Padme, Qui-Gon, Anakin, all of the yellow skin, looks kind of cool with that. Pilot has it as well. We've got Padme, which is the ultra rare Queen version of Jar Jar, who I just felt needed a samurai sword for whatever reason, and a Naboo pilot. We've got Nute Gunray. Yes, it's the Clone Wars one, but there's not a Phantom Menace version. We've got TC-14, and we've got one of these Diadestini Vader helmets there. Normally those are in cases, but I did sell the majority of those when I was moving. And of course we've got a battle droid pilot. That's the carrier that was the May the 4th, and we have the destroyer droid. Moving along over here, we have Attack of the Clones. Again, Lego for these 2 don't really release a hell of a lot. Like, for example, the Phantom Menace is always remakes, like droid carriers, pod racers and stuff. We don't get too much new stuff for that sometimes, like, we don't get that often. Got the original Jango Fett Slave 1. I picked that up at the end of last year in case the UCS one wasn't very good. And I ended up loving the UCS one. We've got regular 2013 Jango Fett and Kid Boba Fett. There's a lot of minifigures you'll notice, classic ones, that are not on this main shelving. We will get to those. If you've been watching my channel recently, you'll know where they are. Got 2002 Anakin and Obi-Wan. They are not the headset version or the cape version. I do need to get those. R4P17, they're 2013 updates. A whole bunch of the clone troopers from 2013, Padme, some original Geonosians, the non-winged ones, a couple of the 2013 Geonosis battle droids, the olive green clone lieutenant, the red captain, the blue lieutenant. We also have the, I suppose that would be the commander one there. Pretty cool. We've got the ATTE from 2022, the promo build from this year, and the acclimator, and my wallet, who hurts the most on this channel. So they have to share it just because there's not enough of them for each shelf. Let's get into where it starts having enough. So a pretty cool shelf, especially this year for the 20th anniversary of the movie. We have the Revenge of the Sith stuff. So I got the 2014 Tri-Droid with the this year's Arc 178. My 05 one smashed when I was doing some building in here. Still not got the opportunity to put that together. We've got the Kidnapped Palpatine from 2014 and the security droid that comes with the set. We've got a whole bunch of the Clone Pilot variants. We got a Yoda, a 2005 Obi-Wan, 2012 Anakin. We've got the invisible hand back there, just menacingly. Glass Street Lamp from Coruscant. We've got the really iconic set here, Palpatine's arrest. We've got, you know, the main scene happening, Palpatine about to jump out his chair. Yes, he's got the lightning, not scene accurate, but it works. Anakin rushing in to save him. We've got the speeder for that there. A couple of clone pilots from the 2010 Arc 170. Not a set I've got, but cool minifigures. We've got the only one of these in my entire collection. Oh, and he fell. 1 second if I can get that light window to work. 1 second. Because purple was not the colour that looked the best. 1 second. Yeah, that's how bright that is in the dark. Oh well. But yeah, when it came to those, certain colours were brighter than others. We've got Aayla Secura, Burnt Up Anakin, and we also have another, that's a V-Wing pilot. Moving on, here is probably the coolest bit. So this is like the retro clone vehicles. We've got Palpatine shot from 2010, a couple of astromech droids that were in episode 3 sets. Episode 3 Palpatine, a whole bunch of the different 212 troopers, Commander Cody, the Airborne, the original Airborne. We've got a custom Commander Picard. We're getting a real one of those this year. Commander Neo, got a whole bunch of shock troopers, a medical droid, 2 different versions of Commander Gree, 2 different versions of the Scout Trooper, and 2 of the regular 2014 ones. We've got the 05 Vader's transformation there, Burnt Up Anakin, 2010 Burnt Up Anakin, some pilots, whole bunch of episode 3 clones, a bunch of the Star Corps clone troopers. This is something I was working on for the Clone Army back when I did that. I wanted as many out of the episode 3 Revenge of the Sith style clones that I could get my hands on. That was quite successful. Got the Bark Speeder, the 2005 Turbo Tank with 8 Airborne, and 2 of the Kashyyyk clones on there. Pretty cool. Debating buying a third one. Yeah, I'm that dumb. Got some Kashyyyk clones. We've got a Buzz Droid riding the Varactyl because just why not? Grievous Wheel Bike, and that is the... I always thought that cannon throughout the years was from Hoth. It's from this set. Goes in the interior section. Pretty cool. I've been trying to get a hold of a bunch of the 05 sets. I've got a few of them here, mostly so I could review them this year for the 10th anniversary. It's been part of a project I've been working on. So far, I've managed to get the... only managed to get a couple sets for the anniversary done so far. The Palpatine Shuttle and the AT-RT with that Recon clone in the back. Again, there's many figures missing from these, but you're going to see what I've been doing with them. Because there'll be many figures some of you know that I have, so yeah. Going up to the original trilogy, we have a shelf that is pretty much just themed around the Tantive 4. So we've got the Tantive 4 from last year, also from last year, boarding the Tantive, which I swapped out to have, like, you know, something retro or older figures in it at least. Got the Tantive 4, which is one of my more recent purchases. Really cool set. This is the 2009 one. Got it coming in there at an angle. Got 2 of these Rebels here. I've got quite a few of those. There is some stuff, again, that is not on display. I will point to where I have put it. R2, 3PO, Leia, the original one, which has that really cool scared face. That's all vehicle that comes with the Tantive. Really has a little vehicle. Another one of those kind of Tantive Rebels. Really nice set. All the sets I buy are determined through little fan vote things. I do stream live builds on TikTok, and I'll let them pick the set out of certain options. So the Tantive was one that won. For example, so was the Slave 1, Palpatine Shuttle. Just to give you a few ideas with some of those. Continuing them, we have these are not the droids you're looking for, seen along from the 2010 Landspeeder, along with the 2012 Droid Escape. Got a couple variants of Luke from Tatooine back there, some Sand Troopers. I've always wanted more of these, the 2012 versions. Randomly, we have the Dianoga. For those of you who know, I did at one point own an 08 Death Star, which I sold last year due to space. Got Jack Porkins and Luke and a bunch of the astromech droids. Got the 2012 X-Wing, which was always my favourite version of the X-Wing. I have a lot of nostalgia for that era of LEGO Star Wars, as you'll see. Got a whole bunch of the crew. This from the 2011 Millennium Falcon. I usually display it with that. However, I've opted to put them somewhere else. We've got Ceremony, Luke, and Han, the original versions from 2009 and 2011. The Luke was from the Visual Dictionary. The Han is from the Character Encyclopedia. I need to pick up the Leia from the 2012 Y-Wing to complete that versions of them. We've got the 2012 TIE Fighter here. Got a whole bunch of Imperial astromechs, officers, pilots, Death Star troopers, Vader, a mouse droid, and just random Stormtrooper Luke. Moving on up to the Empire Strikes Back. So up here we have the Hoth battle. I did sell my AT-AT at the start of the year. I wasn't happy with the model. It kept falling apart and had some clip problems. I plan to replace it with the 03 version, going really retro there. Got Tauntaun, got some barricades, different versions of Han Solo in the Hoth outfit. Got a Snowman R2-D2, a whole bunch of Hoth Rebels. This is the 07 set. Again, more versions of Han. That is K3PO. We've got a Snowspeeder. Up here, we've got 4 of the Christmas figures that I own. Yoda from 2011, Maul from 2012, Jango from 2013. And skipping up, we have Chewbacca from 2016. The AT-ST is from the Battle of Endor, but you do see those on Hoth, so it worked. This is kind of my representation here of the asteroid field with the TIE Bomber, which I need to find those parts. Those couple parts fell off when I was moving it around. Got a whole bunch of just Empire stuff for the snow. It doesn't look quite without an AT-AT. I do need to pick another one up. Now, over here we have the iconic Cloud City. I always get comments about how the hell I was got a hold of this. The Boba Fett, I'm going to tell the story here. The Boba Fett, I got in a lot of minifigures, dusty minifigures that had sat in an attic for years, right? Boba Fett's over there. The set I got for like $150 off eBay with no figures and instructions, obviously, and then I just pieced it together. In fact, I completed this yesterday when the Han Solo there, which, yes, he's the Return of the Jedi version, but he fits in the scene. He fits with this, arrived. Was very happy to finally cross that off. We've got the Imperial Shuttle there, because, you know, you do briefly see Vader's shuttle on Cloud City. Got a few, like, other Empire Strikes Back figures. The printed leg Stormtroopers from that shuttle there look great. Got the maintenance cart for the shuttle, the Executor there. Got some OG Stormtroopers and TIE pilots. Got another version of Bespin Luke over there. Some of the bounty hunters from the scene on the bridge of the Star Destroyer. Luke and Vader battling out over here, coming up for that iconic I am your father scene. Got the window that can be broken like that, and just suppose, yeah, it's a set from 2003. It doesn't always work the greatest. Got the whole scene now. Stormtroopers, Vader waiting for them. Got the Han and Carbonite scene all set up, ready to go. Back here, I've got the Chrome Stormtrooper. That is the Chrome Vader from 09. Got the original TIE Fighter. This is a very recent pickup. I don't know, it just looks kind of really just badass behind the Cloud City. Goes really well with the shuttle as well, because that's all Lego Star Wars stuff from the same era, so I like things like that. But a pretty cool and iconic set, and it's not the only Cloud City you're going to see in this video. Moving on up to one of my favourite of the Star Wars movies, the Return of the Jedi. Well, there's no the, but the Return of the Jedi. So up here we got the sail barge, Boba Fett up there. Another recent pickup I got in the same lot as the Han Solo I just showed you from Cloud City. It's the Luke from also from 2000. From Tatooine, we've got Jabba the Hutt. Got a couple other just droids and stuff like that in the background. Don't know why, but my friend he put a hat on my droid. Got these many Funko Pops that I've had for a while. Got the Jawa there, the Rancor Keeper, Ula. Luke fighting off the Rancor. Got a bunch of scenes going on in Jabba's palace. Max Rebo just chilling out there. Rizal Stance, Bib Fortuna, Bush Leia bringing in Chewbacca. Got this whole scene there. Han Solo fighting off a Gamorrean guard. Luke just over the pit of Carcoon. R2 there just chilling with the drinks tray. Moving on to the next scene, we have kind of towards the end of the movie, of course, that being, got the Home One scene where they're going over the plan to attack the second Death Star. Real cool minifigures over here. We've got the A-Wing in the hangar. This is one of these very underrated sets. Brilliant set from 2009. Palpatine with the lightning. I don't have a set that represents the end of Return of the Jedi with the fight, so that'll be something I'll have to pick up eventually. The Battle of Endor, one of my favourite sets, again from 2009. It's got a lot of stuff going on here. Speeders chasing through. Got the Endor Rex just chilling there. Ewoks on top, Ewok glider. So this main shelf, again, this is the main bit I had to change up for the room tour. I just want it to look perfect. There's a lot of my favourite sets on here, a lot of the more nostalgic ones, like Palpatine's Arrest, the Tantive, Jabba's Palace, Palpatine's Shoulder, some more on this Gungan Sub, or some of the most nostalgic sets from my childhood. Pretty cool to have them there. But let's move on to like the new shelving. Because previously, right, the TV was there, the drawers were there, and there was some like pine kit shelving there. And I'm going to show you where things have started to change. Because the only things in this room that are in their original place is this unit in those drawers. So, observe. You ready? Because here it is. This is the new section. So, these are Ivor shelves. Just have a wardrobe here, but I wasn't even using for clothes. So, that got demolished and replaced with this. And then those units were slided out and replaced with these ones that go across. I'm quite happy with that. And the other day, I actually got all of this built up, which is good for storage. But let's get started. I think we're just going to work top down on this shelf, top down on this shelf, top down on that shelf. And trust me, that's not even all the shelving. So we got this poofy over here. I've had that since I was a kid. Got my laptop here, got a really cool Tom the Builder sticker from Instagram in there with that clone trooper. And I've got something pretty cool in this tin. Now I brought out this is a Star Wars 40th, oh wow, we're nearly on the 50th anniversary of Star Wars. But this is a tin. And I'm going to show something in here, right? And if you're around the same age as me, I'm curious to know if anyone else remembers these. Anyone else remember these fake credit card things that were just based off like popular things back in like 2010, 11? Just curious. I got a whole bunch of these sitting around. If anyone remembers these. Call of Duty Black Ops. I don't know, I'm just curious if anyone else remembers these. I don't know, just want to be a random thing to throw in here. So this table here is the table I primarily film things on. I don't do my reviews on the table, but I do a lot of my live building on the table. Starting up on top of the shelf, gonna climb on the bed here. We got a clone helmet, 2008 Hasbro talking clone helmet. We've got a lot of minifigures here. CC10, some custom clones, the Bad Batch, a custom Rex, 187th. So minifig customs. The clone troopers here, there's a few custom ones I'll need to point out. So we've got the Republic dropship in the background. I'll cover the vehicles first. AC-10 Starfighter from 2012, 09 dropship, 08 Anakin Starfighter, 08 gunship, 2013 ATRT, 2010 Frequel speeder, 09 ATOT, 2010 turbo tank. I do need to repair the wall in the back. 09 attack shuttle. So, like I said, we've got the 187th there. That is a Minifig Customs UK Echo, I think that one is. Got a 501st pilots, some regular pilots, bunch of gunners, R2s in socket. Got my Wolfpack stuff here. The two at the front are official. That one behind them is a Kamino and security clone, and those other two are named Wolfpack as Sinker and Boost. We got a Phase 2 shock trooper of these custom Coruscant Riot Troopers from Tom Builds, same as that sticker I showed you down there. Got a whole bunch of the Clone Wars Astromechs there, which that's all the ones in the Clone Wars design. We got Red Eye and Mixer from Tom Builds on Instagram. Got a whole bunch of the 2013 Phase 2 501st clones with a Rex in front of them. Got a bunch of the 08. That's not all of them. I have nearly 90 of those in storage. Clone Wars style clone troopers. We've got a couple of the Commander ones there. We've got Fox, Rex, Cody, and Wolf Gree. The difference of this Rex has a rangefinder, this one doesn't, which apparently counts as different versions. If anyone's seen my series collecting every clone trooper, you'll know what the hell I'm on about. Got the original 212 trooper, which was yellow. Got a command station, and this is probably the only correctly scaled ATRT that LEGO have ever done. And it works really well. We've got some bomb squad troopers here, a bunch of ARF troopers, a Shadow ARF from 2011. We got a ARC trooper. We've got a bunch of the Rancor Battalion ones. You'll see a few of these throughout my Clone Wars display. I really do like those minifigures. In fact, the ATOT is full of the things. Got a couple Horn Company ones there. Minifig Customs 5s. And all these clones here, Fox, Vong, 5s, the Rex. These are all your kind of modern day ones here. At the top here's just some random storage. I'm still trying to work out what's in there and what's going on with those. Coming along here. These are like main Jedi. We've got the Twilight here. We've got Pong, Krell, Ahsoka, Benny Anakin, Shuk T, Stacey Tin, Luminara, Eve Koff, Mace Windu, Barriss E, Yoda, Orto Anakin, Evan Peel, Quinlan Vos, Ayla Secura, Kiadi Mundi, Plo Koon, Obi-Wan, more Windows, Nadar Veb, Yoda, Palpatine, a clone pilot, the other version of Cody, a Padme, another one of those 2012 ARF troopers, a whole bunch of Senate troopers, Palpatine, Yularen, Anaconda Far, Five Sen, a sniper droid, the Y-Wing, Raw the Hutt, the T6, kind of some random Clone Wars figures. I was doing a series a while ago called Collecting All the Clone Wars minifigures. Here's my separatist section. So we've got a HH-87 Starhopper there, Grievous is Starfighter, an AAT with some Geonosians on the thing, and I'm barring some droids, some Death Watch, Gunray, some pirates, Hondo Onaka, Turk Falso, a couple Cad Banes, a custom which I found on eBay in the US, had to ship it from here back in January, a custom Zero the Hutt. I have not seen many people, I've seen one or two other people online with a Zero the Hutt. Could not help myself. Cad Bane Speeder. What's up behind that? The behind that, up in the back, that is the Sith Night Spear. We've got the Separatist Proton Cannon, a Snail Tank. We got the Geonosis Cannon with some commando droids in there. Count Dooku Solar Sailor. We got some Magna Guards, Ventress. We got Racco Hardeen, Savage, Maul. We got Pilot Droid, which is a skeleton foot for the head. Dooku with a hood and a speeder on lightning. Dooku with no hood, no speeder. A Savage Ventress on top of the Malevolence. So this shelf here has kind of just got like games on it. It's got a helmet. It's got a transformer. This boat I made back in school. We got some books, a duck. The sealed sets there are like Minecraft and Avengers. It's just kind of like some investment stuff I've bought. Moving down to this shelf over here. So over here we got something real cool. Got some magnets in the background. That's a cool part. No, I'm just joking. So we've got a Lego City Cup there. The Luke's Lightsaber Sail Bars promo. The UCS B-Wing from 2012, which is a pretty cool one. One of the first UCS sets I bought. Now, in the back, I'll show what those are in a minute. We've got the 2024 mid-scale Falcon, a bunch of figures, Jack 14s, Death Troopers, Geonosis clones, things that aren't really like fit anywhere else. I got Lance minifigure, Scott Brandon Republic symbol, a film while filming. Me, I figure it looks a bit like me. A minifig customs camouflage ARF trooper, one of the skeletons from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Jedi Bob, Keller and Beck, the old men Rex, Wolf, and Gregor, Obi-Wan Starfighter. Coming around here, we've got the Clone Cadets, Tan Wee, and one of my favourite sets, The UCS Slave 1 with Django and Boba are inside the thing. This is a brilliant model. I do hate they called it Starship on the plaque, but us Star Wars fans know that Disney does us dirty at every single opportunity that they can find. So this is just standard behaviour for them. But up the back, something pretty cool. So when I was a kid, I first experienced Star Wars on VHS. And the first one I saw was Return of the Jedi. In August last year, like very late August, there's a video of me unboxing them on here. I saw these on eBay. There's the widescreen so these are the pre-special edition versions. We've got Star Wars, that one's just Star Wars. That one's Empire Strikes Back, which, I mean, look, focus on that has some brilliant art to it. And then we've got Return of the Jedi. Or look, funny enough, has a blue lightsaber. But pretty cool display. Moving on up here, we got a custom resin molded Banfa from the Complete Saga, one of the tables from the Hub World. The only action figure, well, that I have that's sealed is Hondo Onaka from 2011. Now, I mentioned plenty of classic minifigures that you could not see throughout my collection. You were not seeing the OG Palpatine, my gold Chrome C-3PO, or majority of my Revenge of the Sith minifigures. This is a series that I'm currently doing on YouTube called Collecting All of the Complete Saga minifigures. What does that mean? Well, essentially, some things in that game were real minifigures, like Palpatine here. Some of them were not real, like the custom Akbar here, and it's like game-rendered ones. Recently picked up a Shock T from the US that fits in there. Because, you know, there's Shock T based off the games. There's Shock T, the Lego minifigure. The difference is night and day. So I've done a lot with that. Coming along up here. So over here we have Commander Greed from 08. This is part of the case that Shock T came in. Along with the collector's card. One of 100. I have a whole bunch of them for some of the Brick Rebellion minifigures. My Xbox, my PS2. This is a project I'm currently mucking around with. Some things. A lot of my Old Republic there, Darth Malgus. Coming down here. So we've got the 2011 Falcon back there. Pretty cool set. Figures for it are there. Because this is my most recent build. This is Betrayal at Cloud City from 2018. Yes, I know I've now got both Cloud Cities. Pretty cool. Got the carbon freezing chamber scene set up. I've got all the scenes from the movie. Whatever I could really set up within reason is kind of done. I didn't really put anything at the back of these. But it looks pretty alright. Gonna have to move this table a bit to get into the next scene. But this set, by the way, right? This is a set that I slept on for many years. And I've kind of recently realised how good this set actually is. Listen, I'm not going to love it more than I do that one, but it is still really good. Coming along down here, we have Jabba's sail barge from last year. Got that scene set up. Not really much else down there. There's a part that seems to have fallen. This set, I need to find a better way to display, so I'm open to comments. Down here is really just storage. So like set boxes, the Imperial Inspection, Battle of Endor. That box in there is pretty much all my Lego instructions in one. Got a Pac-Man head there. Here's just the TV along with miscellaneous kind of things that you would have in a room. Up here, we've got a Focus WRS rally car. Some other things, some cups. I don't normally keep those up there. They've just been, just like to move those there. We've got a model of a Ford Capri. Got a Transformer there. That's Astro Train. I'll just show you the rest of this thing here. So we've got game controllers, a bank of some money, a lamp, and all just games and movies, kind of just stuff like that. That one down there, storage. Currently, until I figure something else out, we have the box for the Cloud City there. Window that does kind of window stuff. Coming up along here. In fact, no, I'll show off the bed first. So the bed is not the same one as before. I got rid of that a couple of months ago, same time I installed this. And essentially, it's one of those beds. I'm not going to do it here, but if I was to go along here and pull up on a bit of metal that's in there, essentially the bed would just lift up and rise. Not something that's really too relevant here, but let's climb up here. So here I've got a tin Star Wars poster. I'm just in here. This is my non-Star Wars stuff. I don't think there's any Star Wars up here, but we've got Lego Cars, Big Bentley Bust Out, Lego Scooby-Doo, which is a theme. This year I plan to do a retrospective on. I'm just waiting on a couple sets for the theme in order for that video to work. But you know, it's pretty cool. You got the whole gang there, the Mystery Machine, this Haunted Mansion. We've got Alien Conquest, one of my favourite. There's one of the sets that really spurred me on to buy non-Star Wars ones a little bit more. The Lego Icons, it's either Icons or Ideas DeLorean, and we've got a DeLorean license plate there. It says out of time, kind of like what the car has on the back. If I can get the camera in there. Yeah. A little bit dusty. I don't pull these down too often. So another Transformer when that's Sideswipe. Someone will correct me on that one. A lot of these Transformers are gifts from a friend. We got a Ferrari F40, a Countach, a Mustang Dark Horse, the Nissan Skyline, just from Speed Champions. And here's a theme that I recently got back into, that I was into way back in the day. So yeah, there's a Lego Marvel set. I recently watched the Marvel movies for the first time. Got a couple Indiana Jones things here. The gangster appears to have fallen down as this jock. Got Indy there. Lego Pharaoh's Quest, right, is one of those swept on Lego themes. It's a really good Lego theme, by the way. You got the Cobra here, we've got a plane, got some jewels. Like, the whole point of Pharaoh's Quest is Pharaoh Amset Ra wants to take over the world. I discussed this quite a bit in my reviews, or the one review I've done so far. And essentially, you have to steal all these elements to stop them, like golden staff. You've got the golden scarab shield. That one's a jewel. Just things like that. Got some flying mummies over here. It's a really cool Lego theme from 2011. Got an Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back, right, was my favourite Star Wars movie as a kid. I must have watched that VHS tape so many goddamn times back in the day. If you come up here, we have my Ninjago display, which, again, thanks to the TikTok van folk thing, I went and bought the Rattlecopter, and that led to me buying the Fire Temple, the Spinditsu Dojo, a whole bunch of the spinner stuff. Pretty cool. Training area set. Ninjago is pretty cool. Got the Fire Dragon is pretty badass. Here's another forgotten Lego theme from back in the day. Had a single wave of sets. I think it was only a single wave. In 2012, that is Lego Monster Fighters. Pretty cool. I like to do those every Halloween. Here's just the bedside unit that has always been there. And this brings you to here. And well, I appear to have shown all there is to show. Apart from, yeah, I do have the Death Star and Naboo hanging up on some string. This has been a fun video to make and do. I don't really see how this will change coming up next year. Obviously, I'll probably just have more idiotic come into Lego to show off. But yeah, for anyone wondering any questions, where do I make the reviews? I move that table, I take 2 Graves base plates to make the background, I sit on the floor of the tripod. That's quite literally how I do it. Favourite set here. Very hard question to answer, changes frequently. Right now, it seems to actually be this set, even though I did go get the hunt and complete that. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun doing this. The Ivor shells, like, those were inspired by the Solid Brick Studios things, like his videos. And a few people on TikTok were sending me stuff from their shelves, and that kind of made me want to buy them. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed Room Tour 2025 edition. I had a lot of fun filming it. Of course, I'll do one of these next year, maybe. But, you know, since my room's not going to be changing, maybe that's up for debate. Maybe you guys don't want to see it every year. Maybe you want to see it every 5 years. Who knows? But I don't really see things changing. I mean, the main thing that was making me not film this a couple weeks ago was waiting on that black plastic shelver that I've got there. And that works a treat. So, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.